A bidet converter kit allows you to take your existing toilet and turn it into a toilet that includes washing functionality with very minimal effort and installation know-how. Today we're going to talk about a variety of different bidet converter kits and how to pick the one that's going to suit your needs the best. My name is Daniel Johnson. I'm your bidet expert, and I'm the owner of ManyBidets.com, where over the past 8 years, we've sold over 10,000 bidets. When you first hear about bidet converter kits, you've probably heard about bidet attachments. These are simple non-electric bidets. This is a pretty common example. Lux and Tushy tend to be the two most popular non-electric attachment models. They tend to be all plastic, and they tend to operate based off of water pressure, and then the nozzles are spring controlled, so once the water pressure dies off, the nozzles go into hiding. Now these units sit between your existing toilet seat and the toilet bowl itself and can offer adjustable position, water pressure, and temperature with hot and cold. The dilemma is that because this is a non-electric unit, if this is going to offer hot water, you need to connect it to a hot water source like a sink. And so you're going to be running a wash for a while with cold water before that water stream gets warm, making us ask the question, is it really a warm water wash if most of your wash is cold before the warm water kicks in? Now, one of the many dilemmas with a non-electric attachment is the fact that you're looking at a low quality product. Now, they come in at a very low price point, so you get a lot for what you pay, but you're not paying a lot, hence the fact that they can't offer the highest quality products on the market because they don't have the funds to do so at that price point. The GoBidet is our top recommended non-electric attachment for a few reasons. First of all, it's going to fit practically any toilet, but second of all, it's made completely out of metal and it comes with a lifetime warranty. Now looking at a non-electric attachment like this, you're looking at prices anywhere from about 30 bucks up to about $90 versus the GoBidet where you're looking at about $150. So fully metal, lifetime warranty, plastic, maybe a year and a half warranty. You're going to be paying more for this, period. But in our opinion, it's worth the extra money. This still runs into the same other dilemmas that you would see with the other non-electric attachments where you're just getting the wash, you're not getting any fancy features. And if you're connecting it to a hot water supply, you're going to be running the wash with cold water until the hot water supply reaches the unit. Aside from costs, another pro is the fact that you still use your existing toilet seat, so you're not losing any sittable space like you might with some of the other models that we'll be talking about in a little bit. You also get very high water pressure because the water pressure is controlled by the water pressure in your home, not by the unit itself. Now that being said, adjusting the water pressure with a unit like this is a little bit tricky and takes a lot of finesse to get just right. So if you're going with a non-electric, chances are you're gonna have to be okay with a fire hydrant spraying at your bum versus having more finesse and control over that water pressure. Now let's talk handheld bidets. A handheld bidet is even easier to install than an attachment because you don't even have to touch the toilet seat. Just install this between the water supply that leads to the toilet and you're good to go. Benefits to a handheld? Well, you get the perfect wash every time because you can aim where you want to shoot the water. It also uses the home's water pressure, so you get as much pressure as you could possibly want with that wash as well. And if you get the right model, you could also include warm water into the mix. Non-electric, so remember that's going to be coming from the sink and you're going to have to wait for that water to warm up. May not be worth the warm water option for that reason. You can also use an item like this to clean out the toilet bowl after use, wash out dirty diapers, a variety of other great options that this can be used for. Now, It's still very feature light because it doesn't have a lot of functionality, simply from the fact that it's not electric and electricity is needed for a lot of those features. But it can also be paired with any of the other bidet converter kits. So if you want this functionality along with others, you can do that just by buying this as a separate piece to include with whatever seat you decide to go with. Next is the non-electric bidet seat. Similar to the other options, it's going to tee into the water supply that leads to the toilet, but this unit is going to take the place of your existing toilet seat altogether. So you're going to take off your existing toilet seat and then install this one in its place. It's going to offer cold water and some adjustable nozzle pressure. However, similar to the other options we've talked about thus far, the water pressure is going to be high and higher simply because it's using the water pressure from the home and not really regulating it in the seat itself. If we open this seat up, you can see it looks quite a bit like a standard toilet seat, but there is some wasted space here in the back due to the hardware that makes the unit work, and then the nozzles come out of the back. This, just like the others we've talked about, is very feature light simply because it is a non-electric. If you want advanced features, this is probably not the way that you want to go, but you're able to use it without an outlet nearby, so it definitely does have its advantages. Units like this are also less expensive because they don't use electricity. This particular unit, made by American Standard, comes in at a price point of $125 as an example. So why would I go with an electric seat starting at about $250 going all the way up to around $1,200 when I could get a non-electric unit that's going to cost me under $100? There are a lot of reasons. 99% of what we sell at Many Bidets are electric units. And the reason is because despite the higher price tag, you get a ton more for your purchase. So units that use electricity can offer things like water heaters built in. So this still connects to your existing water supply that comes to the toilet. This still takes the place of your existing toilet seat, but you only need to connect it to cold water because it heats the unit in the seat itself. And this can be done either with a tank or an instant water heater, depending on the price point and how much warm water you want. You can also have deodorizers that filter the odor-causing molecules out of the air. You can have water heaters, heated seat. You can have fine-tuned adjustments over the pressure and position of the nozzle sterilization, auto opening, user presets, a variety of things that you get with an electric unit that you simply can't get with a non-electric because you need electricity to have those functions. So while you may find that a non-electric does everything that you need, most of our customers end up in the end opting for an electric unit because if you're going to get the wash done, let's do it in a way that's comfortable and in a way that we have control over pressure and temperature in a way that we just don't with the non-electric units. These also can offer dryers, so if you're trying to make your experience a completely toilet paper free experience, the dryer can help with that. Now, a caveat, the dryers are a little on the weak side regardless of the electric unit. So if you're looking to eliminate toilet paper altogether, while it's doable, it can take a little bit of time for that dryer to run, say 2 to 3 minutes. So just keep that in mind. Even if your unit has a dryer, you can always dab dry as well. This particular unit is the Cascade 3000, which is a unit that we designed. Has a lot of great features, but again, when you're looking at electric, there's a larger range between high and low end than you get with your non-electric. So you can look at ranges anywhere from $250 to about $1,200 and features scattered throughout that price range as well. Now, with our other product categories, we talked about how the bidet converter kits allow you to control that wash. Well, how does it work on one of these electric units? There's no knob, no switch. Most of the electric units come with a remote control. This is a remote control for the Cascade, which is what I have sitting in front of me. And those remote controls come with a wall mount. So self-adhesive, screw it in, whatever makes the most sense, and then slide that remote into the wall mount and operate it from here. So you can see options laid out on the remote. Some remotes have screens, some remotes have a panel style like this with LED lights that indicate what's being selected. But regardless, electric units are either going to have a remote or a side control on the side of the seat. Now, I highly recommend, if you're going to go electric, the remote control, simply because the side control still requires the twisting and turning to operate it and see what you're selecting, whereas the remote control, you can just look to your side and select the options at your disposal. The other nice thing about electric units is that they're going to either give you multiple options to save settings in the seat, or they're going to default to whatever settings were used last. So with a non-electric, every time you start it up, you're going to have to fiddle with the position, the pressure, the temperature, and kind of hope you get it right, because you have to have a lot of finesse to get it exactly where you want it, versus a bidet seat that's electric, where at the press of a button, you either have the settings you're looking for or are very close to it. So we've talked about all of the different tools that you can use to convert your toilet to a bidet. However, you can also simply replace your entire toilet with what we call a bidet toilet. Now, with a bidet seat that sits on top of your existing toilet, there's this hardware in the back that makes the bidet work, so your sittable space is somewhat reduced due to that. With a bidet toilet, you gain back that sittable space because the back of the toilet is flat, so the hardware that makes the bidet function work can sit further back, whereas on a seat, that hardware has to sit between the toilet tank and where you're sitting. Bidet toilets are also much more sleek and slender looking, much classier. So if you're looking for the classiest bidet converter kit possible, you might not actually be looking at a bidet converter kit as much as you might be looking at taking out that existing toilet and replacing it with a toilet with a bidet built into it. Now, bidet toilets come by a few different terms. You might hear bidet toilet, you might hear integrated bidet toilet, you might hear bidet toilet combo. So there's a variety of different terms that you might hear. It's also important to note that some brands have some unique terms that they use to define theirs. As an example, Toto, one of our top sellers, offers washlets, which are their bidet seats, but then they also offer neo-rests, which are their bidet toilets. So depending on the brand, you might hear some different terms. Don't let that throw you for a loop. And if it does throw you for a loop and you have questions, reach out to us so that we can address those questions for you. The quickest way to do that while still allowing us to help others is by commenting on this video so that we can address it, and then others can also benefit from our answer. But you can also feel free to email us, call us, text us, live chat with us on our website. Website link is in the video description. And remember that we offer discounts on any of the products that we sell. So if you're in the market for a great product at a great price and you're looking to make sure that you get the right product for you, talk to us so that we can guide you in that quest. Thank you so much for watching today, and hope that you have a great day.
ManyBidets.com, where we sell mini bidets, not mini bidets.